Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? Uh, I'm doing a videotape tonight because I wanted to talk about my longtime hero Val Kilmer. I'm really looking forward to seeing Top Gun tomorrow night, and I'm assuming he's gonna be in it as a cameo or something like that, but who knows? So I'm really looking forward to seeing the movie. But anyways, this video to me is about Val Kilmer. As most of you know, that Val Kilmer is one of my favorite actors of all time. He's one of my longtime idols. I'm obsessed with Val Kilmer, and his movies are amazing, and I think he's an amazing actor, and I love his voice. A lot of you may think that Val Kilmer is the worst Batman ever, but to me, he's an amazing Batman. What made him an amazing Batman the most was his voice. His voice was definitely perfect for the role of Batman. I grew up with Batman Forever, and that movie was really enjoyable for me to watch. I mean, if they didn't, well, I sometimes kind of wish they let Tim Burton continue with the Batman films with Michael Keaton, and I don't know what it would have been like if Michael Keaton was still Batman, but I'm sure I would have heard of Val Kilmer otherwise. Yeah, but I just think Joel Schumacher's Batman films were ridiculous. I mean, if I had to choose between Val Kilmer or George Clooney as the best Batman, I choose Val. So 3 years ago, AwesomeCon announced its first guest, and they announced Val Kilmer as the first guest of Comic-Con 3 years ago. And when I heard the news, I was like, oh man, I gotta go meet him. Because it's always been my dream to meet Val Kilmer. I was trying to decide what to get him to sign, but I didn't have anything, so I just went in for a signed photo. So I paid for my ticket to meet Val Kilmer in advance, and when I went down to the convention center, his lines weren't that long, so I got very lucky. But his booth was covered with curtains, so I'm assuming Val is a private man. So I was trying to decide which photo to get, but since I'm a Batman fan, I figured why not get him to sign a Batman photo. And I got very lucky because there was the last photo of Batman left, so I snatched it right away and took it for him to sign it. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite autographs. But when I went in there, I was so nervous to meet him. I just told him how much I loved his movies growing up and how much his movies were meant to me. I mean, I was really nervous. I just didn't know what else to say. But unfortunately, as most of you have heard, Val Kilmer was battling throat cancer, and he had a tube in his neck, and he could barely talk. When I saw his interview about a couple years ago, he sounded like a pirate. Yeah, his voice was so beautiful, and it made me feel sad to hear what he's been going through. So Val didn't really say anything much. All he did was just smile at me. But I really wish I taken the time to get to know Val and him and I talking about movies and stuff. I wanted to hug him. But as a fan, I just didn't want to make him feel worse. I couldn't shake his hand or fist bump him, but like I said, I didn't want to make it worse. I really don't have a photo of Val and I, but I really wish I did. But they didn't have any selfies. We were not allowed to do selfies with them, but photo ops. And my biggest regret was not getting a photo op with Val. And so I was very, very lucky. One of my dreams came true. Even though some of my dreams are kind of ridiculous, but in the end they came true. I've always had silly goals, silly dreams. Well, to me, they were really silly to me, and maybe I was just kidding myself. But when those things came true, they weren't silly or crazy at all. But I always say go for your goals and your dreams, even if they're silly ones. But you know what? In the end, you'll realize that they're not that silly or crazy at all. So, if I had a kid, I would definitely name my kid after Val Kilmer. But yeah, but I would decide who would I name my kid, Kilmer or Val. Please comment below on what you think would be a good name for my kid, even if I was married or even if I was becoming a father. So one of the good movies that I like of Val is Batman Forever, Tombstone, and At First Sight. To those who haven't seen At First Sight, I highly recommend it. It's about Val Kilmer, who plays a blind man, uh, falls in love with a beautiful architect, and she convinces him to have eye surgery for him to see. It's a really beautiful movie. I would highly recommend it. So that's it for this video. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and please enjoy Top Gun. And I promise in the bottom of my heart I won't spoil it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
I had to save them both. You see, I'm both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Not because I have to be. No. Because I choose to be. I saw the horizon. It's out there. And though I may not ever be able to touch it, it's worth reaching for. You showed me that. Thank you. You are still dangerous. You can be my wingman anytime. You can be mine.